Hello everyone, Danny here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for a new book from DSTLRY, uh, You Won't Feel a Thing, #1. This is a new series. This is created by Scott Snyder with art by JOCK, Lilo Origin Colors, and World Design on letters. This was a book that I have been waiting on for a little while. I actually also pre-ordered the Tula Lotte spicy cover, I guess we'll call it, that this book is coming out with, and I'm very excited. This is reuniting one of my favorite teams on a Batman book. If you haven't read the Black Mirror story, that is where I was introduced to the combo of Jacques and Scott Snyder, and they've done so much stuff along the way that as we kind of go forward, I just get very excited to see them work together again. Now, this is not a superhero story. This is a true crime story, which is very, very exciting to follow along. Let me tell you a little bit about the synopsis here, according to DSTLRY. Modern comic writing legend Scott Snyder with iconic horror artist Jacques reunites to tell the story of an alien detective's past to combat that comes back to haunt him. Years ago, Jack was an accomplished homicide detective, so accomplished that it cost him everything else in his life. Now Jack finds himself alone, trapped in a retirement home with a brain tumor that's slowly sapping him, his once keen mind, and all his memories. When an ice cold serial killer case comes out of his past and rears its head, Jack must call on all his remaining memories in order to stop a killer that only he believes really exists. You Won't Feel a Thing is a sobering murder mystery exploring the anguish of a man whose own body and mind has turned against him and the desire to find meaning in one's own life before it unravels. Every issue will be presented in the prestige format featuring 48 pages of storytelling. This is for fans of Zodiac, Memento, and True Detective. And for me, that's a check, check, and check. This was a great read. So let's start with the story first of all. The last story that had a feel like this, and this is something I commented online. I might have even messaged Scott Snyder on Instagram that this book gave me the same type of vibes, just the feelings themselves of when I was originally reading their book, Witches from Image, which is it is that one's a very straightforward, more straightforward horror story. This is a very much a psychological thriller with tinges of horror to just augment some of the things that we are experiencing, whether it's it's multiple things that are scary, right? There's a serial killer on the loose, which is already pretty frightening. Losing yourself and your memories and your brain, losing who you are because of an illness, that's terrifying as well. And then, of course, losing everything in your life because of something like your profession, your job, your career, looking back and regretting decisions that you might have made in your, earlier years, and just kind of how that has dictated the pace of your new world. Like all that stuff is terrifying. And Scott Snyder and Jock put all that stuff in a blender and serve you like the most terrifying smoothie of a story. Now, Jacques is a great artist, uses a lot of inks, a lot of heavy shadows, and I think they just really work, especially in that oversized prestige format. The book itself, now I read this digitally through a preview from DSTLRY, but I'm excited to see what this looks and feels like in like just tactile form in this prestige format that DSTLRY does their books, because it almost seems to me like some of these pages are are to be experienced in like this widescreen type of format, like like a giant Dolby IMAX screen you would watch a movie in. That's what it feels like to me when I'm looking through. So I'm very excited. The design of like a lot of the things that are in Jack's mind are very interesting and terrifying and pretty gnarly at some points. There are a lot of mature things like sex, violence, and then just anything that comes with the true crime genre. So be aware of that. And yeah, as you can see, and you saw from some of the previews that were probably scrolling along in the video, this is going to be a book that hits hard. But I am very, very excited. If you have read this book, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. I can't wait to see where we go from here. I'm still debating. Sometimes I buy the first issue of a distillery story and then I wait for the collected edition because the collected editions are so much cooler. But when it comes to creators that I love their cover art, usually I'll pick up the single issues and then also pick up the collection, like I did for Gone, or Sumna, like some of those distillery titles. So I am a big fan of Jock's art. Also, Tulalote did a cover for this that like I mentioned, I pre-ordered. So yeah, I don't know what this is gonna look like for me collecting it. It'll probably be a collection that I have in multiple formats. That's just the kind of collector that I am. But I'm very excited for this book. Very excited to hear what other people have to think about this book. So if you have read it, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And stay tuned because we have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.